Thank you so much for joining me in this video. This video is going to contain some information about the vital kind of a weakness that is present in many people, the mood swings. People have got a lot of difficulties and pains that they are not dealing with. They are very much busy with their occupation, they are busy with their lifespan, they are busy with their education, but they get only a limited amount of time for dealing about the pain that they are experiencing. And it is like having the stacks of pain always carried at the backyard and keep moving forward. So if you're not dealing with the pain, then it is definitely going to be a very big turmoil in the future. I'm really happy that you are following my channel and you get lots of benefits by watching the videos. The best part is you're able to relate with what happens in your life on a routine basis, with whatever the insights that are given in the video. We're able to relate that, which is very important here. That's a key. In today's video, we are going to speak something about the mood swings. A couple of days back, when I was in a workshop, it was full of college students. Some 39 students were there, to be very exact. I conducted an activity, and all the people were very much interested in doing the activity, and they showed all the level of larger than life attitude, and they were very active, enthusiastic, and they were also fully driven towards the activity. But there were a couple of people who were not really okay with what was happening. Their body was functioning on the activity, but their mind was literally not there. So I inquired with them what really makes them getting down in their batteries, and they were able to say something. They were able to say some reasons. But they did not have the knowledge to label that it as a mood swing. But I was able to discover what they are experiencing is mood swing. Every single person experiences that. People experience a lot of pain, and they have got a lot of pain and difficulties that they are not dealing with. It is inside, resonated, but they are carrying that. They carry the bags of stacks of difficulties and pains, and they keep moving. They are busy with their occupation, they are busy with their academics, they are busy with the business, and the pains and difficulties are not dealt with. And when they are not dealt with, it's very infectious and it is very dangerous as well. So mood swings come because of the deposited difficulties and pains that have been accumulated in the past period. Mood swing per se, it is not like a disease. No, it is not like a bacterial infection towards which you can consume some antibiotics and you can get through it. It happens because of the impulsive behaviors that you had been accumulated from the past. Let's say, for example, in the previous video we spoke about Johari window. So there you saw a particular section called as the blind section. The blind section contains all the past behaviors and all the past resonant kinds of occurrences that had happened in the people's past. The wounds, the embarrassments, the adversities that they faced, everything was accumulated together and it was deposited. And if a person is not really working on that, the person will not have the control over the mood swing that happens. Worst part of mood swing is it comes and attacks you when you are supposed to be at your best, when you're supposed to give your fullest potential, when you're supposed to put all your efforts towards a particular task or a project, and if you have the mood swing, everything goes completely lights down and you feel so much bad, and it invariably it comes and attacks your self-esteem. So what are we supposed to do with this mood swings? Let us not speak more psychologically, but let us speak with some common sense. Mood swings appear to you only when you give the approval to it. So for example, if I ask a person to write down what kind of mood swing it is, 10:30 in the morning now, and the specific date, 20th September 2019, 10:30 a.m. in the morning, you are in this particular project, and what mood swing you really underwent. Why don't you describe it? I give a piece of paper and pen and I ask the person to write down, and the person starts writing down the mood swing. You will understand that that particular written description will have something to catch up with the past. It will have something to catch up with some of the people. It will have something to catch up with some of the strings of activities the person went through. So it was not born instantaneously. It was created. It was developed. Right? I used to get mood swings when I was an MBA student. I used to miss my home. I used to miss my parents, and I used to miss my level of comfort zone that I used to have when I was doing my undergraduation. So instantaneously, my PG took a toss, MBA education took a toss, and it wanted me to explore the things that I have never explored in the life in the past. So I was having that as a source for the mood swing. So you got to identify the maleficious source, just like treating cancer. So your source of mood swing, well, Mr. Mani, and I have got almost about hundreds and hundreds of sources, then you are a devious person. Sorry to say that word, but if you had really taken control of the source of the mood swing, perhaps that might be your characteristic nature, or that might be your psychic behavior. So what we are going to see right now, after knowing the point that for avoiding mood swing, you have to take the source out. After this discovery, we are supposed to come to some quick solutions, maybe some instantaneous driving solutions for handling our mood swings. Let me trigger out the first step. So here comes the first step. Please understand that everything is the manifestation of what is going on inside. So when you feel that you are experiencing mood swing, you got to tell you got to try this first therapeutical insight. That is, tell yourself, acknowledge within yourself that what I'm experiencing now is just a mood swing. What I'm experiencing now is just a mood swing, and it is not permanent. Saying this statement merely inside you will definitely take you out of the mood swing to a certain extent. All of us have got rough patches. All of us have got instantaneous impulsive behaviors. All of us have got immediate kinds of reflex mechanism. And when your mind starts thinking about some of the things that are not necessary to be thought about at that point of time, when your mind starts manufacturing and it starts secreting some of the feelings that are not really appropriate to that moment, please understand that it is mood swing, nothing but mood swing. But where the problem lies? People have another problem of not identifying whether it is a mood swing or not. So here it is my responsibility to give you some symptoms to declare that it is the mood swing that you are experiencing. Symptom number 1. You are basically getting shaken thinking about a particular thought which was very uncomfortable. Symptom number 1 for mood swing. Symptom number 2. The future looks very dormant, and it looks like, come on, do we really have to do that? Maybe the afternoon assignment, or the next day's test, or the next day's meeting that you are going to address, or the financial year ending that is coming, the third quarter that you are facing in your business, whatever it may be, that particular near future is going to appear as a very dark side cloud. So that's symptom number 2. Right? Symptom number 3, when you feel so low, and if you feel so insecure, and if you feel that the talents, the strengths, and the skills that you have are not that much to be highlighted. It's just an ordinary thing, just any Tom, Dick and Harry will have. So this kind of feelings, you can relate what I'm talking, right? So this kind of a feeling is the symptom number 3. That is low feel and feeling very insecure. Symptom number 4 is the killer and the kicker. Symptom number 4 is, basically running yourself down. What have I lived? What kind of quality life that I'm living? I have not accomplished anything. So you degrade yourself, you demean yourself. So these 4 symptoms are really giving you a conspicuous kind of a discovery that what you are experiencing at that moment is a mood swing. So at that moment of time, rolling back to the first strategy that we spoke a little while earlier, that is, tell yourself what I'm experiencing now is a mood swing. And I want you to do, or I want you to practice some incantations during those. Incantations had been a recent discovery in my sessions, and I have been very busy explaining about the incantations to college students, corporate people, and school teachers as well. Some of the experiences or some of the explanations about incantations. Point number 1, incantation number 1, I promise to my God that I will do it. That's an incantation number 1. And second incantation is, so what next? Let us focus on what next. Instantaneously after acknowledging that it is a mood swing, the next statement that you got to tell yourself that let us focus on what next. What next? 2 words. I would say, in fact, these 2 words are the ones that are running the universe. What next? We're not supposed to get stuck at one point. What next? So that's the statement. So the first step that we have seen is acknowledge that it is a mood swing by stating that what I'm experiencing is mood swing. And the sub point in that first step is, okay, what next? What am I supposed to do? It is not permanent. I know this particular feeling, I know this particular momentum that I have, the bad momentum that I have is not going to be permanent. So what next? So that's a first step I would like to give to fight against mood swing. The second step is getting a little bit deeper, and you are asking one more question. What is the source of this mood swing? After you have acknowledged that what you are experiencing right now is mood swing and it is not going to be permanent, the second thing is you need to understand, or you need to try to seek out some information with regard to what is the source of this mood swing. Where did I get this from? Where did all this come from? Find out the source. Because you basically have some situations going on. Or, there are, in psychology, there is an interesting inference that during three occasions, you are not supposed to make quick decisions. During health treatment, during moving into a new place, and during planning for a divorce or planning for a marriage. So these are 3 or 4 situations where you are not supposed to take instantaneous rash decisions, because you're dealing lots and lots of emotional turnaround in that moment, in these moments. Okay. So they say that the hormones are secreted very fast in the brain during this situation. Let's say, for example, if a person is making all the arrangements for getting married, or if the person is preparing all the documentation for moving into a place, from one place to the another, the person will have a lot of things going around into their mind. So during that time, mood swings are quite common. Okay, so in that moment, the source of that mood swing for the person is that thing that the person is facing in life, that is the moving or facing a marriage arrangement, or preparing for a divorce, or whatever it may be, some crucial situations. And during those crucial situations, the person has to say, okay, so this is the source. Because of this source, I'm getting the mood swing. So absolutely no problem. It will come and go in a flash. It is just like a storm. It will come and go in a flash. This belief has to be there in the person. The person should strongly believe that it will come and go in a flash, and it is just like a storm, and it is not going to be very much permanent. Tornado does not stop and stay in a place. It keeps moving. Likewise, the mood swing will also keep moving. So you got to understand that this is the source, and make the source more strong. Okay, so if the source, by good graciousness of the God, if the source, that is, if you're really working out on a very important turnaround position of your life, let's say, for example, you're aiming for a promotion or something, pray well and have a very good tenacity in your mindset that it is definitely going to happen. It is definitely going to happen, and at no circumstance I'm going to give up. So when your mind's server mechanism is diverted towards that kind of inner clutter conversation, your mood swing will wait for some sort of triggering mechanism to get inside you. And if it is not getting attention for a long, long time, it runs away like a monkey. Simple. So we are heading to the third section of dealing with mood swing. The third section is called as rocking chair technique. It's called as rocking chair technique. The terminology is very much crazy, I know, but the meaning and the subjectivity of the terminology is really cool, I would say. It's like fast forwarding your life. Okay, so when you are having this mood swing, ask yourself a question. If I'm not taking control of this mood swing, or if I'm not taking control of the frequency of the mood swing that is occurring in my mind, how will I be in the next 5 years? How will I be in the next 10 years? How will I be in the next 20 years? So it's like rocking chair, and you go, you do back and forth thinking, and you definitely get some discovery. If I'm not taking control of this, how will I be in the next 5 years? How will I be in the next 10 years? So here what you do is you stretch the utility of your brain thinking system, and your reasoning power gets multiplied. And your mind comes and says that if you are not taking control, then you are out of the market, you are out of the game. You are a person who tries to bring you a mindset, you have the mindset of being a game changer. And if you are not taking control over this, there is every chance and there is highest probability that you will be out of the game itself. So when the mind alerts this, then you start taking some actions. And this particular transition is much better than thinking about the mood swing and sitting in a corner and crying. Right? So the third one is rocking chair technique. That is, carry the mood swing for the next several years and see where it is going to take you. And if your mind is alerting that it is not going to be a good thing, then your mind will start taking action. So what you do here, it is all about self-discovery. You are not seeking out any help, any professional help. Don't do that. Don't talk to a mentor, or don't go and meet a person and say that I'm experiencing mood swing. Do you have any alternative options of handling the mood swings? Do you have any prior experience on doing that? Never show or exhibit your weakness to the others, unless you strictly need a mentor to deal with this. Right? So this is a very important self-discovery mechanism. So these 3 steps are definitely going to take you out of mood swings. And I'm really researching. I'm taking a lot of study material. I'm exploring those things and I'm coming out. But I would definitely say, I would stick my neck out and say that these 3 things have definitely helped me out for getting my mood swings out. Having said that, let me go to the 4th one. The 4th one is, let's take a quick recap, shall we? The first one is simply acknowledge. The second one is finding out the source. And the third one is doing the rocking chair technique. Right? 4th one is a very important one, and it's a key one. It is like anchoring, having an anchor, a replacement anchor for your mood swing. A quick replacement anchor for a mood swing. When your mood swing comes, it uses displacement technique. When a child cries, you try to divert the attention of the child towards that sorrow or that weeping source, and you give a chocolate or you try to do some prank or playful activity so that the child deviates. Likewise, you are supposed to have some displacement technique. Choice is yours. Maybe thinking about a real joyous moment, or listening to a particular rock band music, or reciting a reciting a poem, or just watching a video clip that is really going to make you laugh, or watching an inspirational video clip, or don't have a chat with anybody in that moment, please, because that's going to definitely increase your mood swings. Additional information. So basically, do something that will take you out of it. Have an anchor. Okay. So some replacement. I used to have a replacement technique. This ring is very special to me. Right? So when I'm experiencing mood swing, I will concentrate on this ring's texture, because this was the gift of my dad. So I used to touch this ring and I used to feel the texture of this ring. Such a good piece of gold I have got in my hand. Likewise, this deviates. This is called as an anchor. Touching this ring is an anchor. And when that anchor is introduced into your mind stops thinking about the mood swing, or the mood swing just fades away. So let us move on to the next one. The 5th one, the 5th and final mood swing handling mechanism. There is a saying, a joyful mind will have continual feast. A joyful mind will have continual feast. The 5th and final mood swing handling mechanism is to have a joyful mindset. You might have really ran through the video called as DLS, the Daily Launcher System. I recently posted the Daily Launcher System video, an hour video that is a duration of about 55 minutes last month, in the month of August. So the Daily Launcher System, I would have spoken about how to start a day. The first and foremost way of starting a day is to think about the happiest moments of the past, because this 5th one has got some relation with it. Do you really have a list of all the happiest and joyous moments that you had in the life so far? So you got to be really keen in identifying some happiest moments and joyful moments of the past, and making a list and keeping the list handy to read out whenever you want will definitely help you to get out of mood swings. And when you're injecting the joyful moments, and when you're having that endorphins getting secreted into the brain, the mood swing automatically fades away, and your mind starts forgetting about thinking or concentrating on the mood swing moment. So this is called as the joyous feeling vector. It is a vector that bisects between the mood swing and your joyous feelings. So by virtue of using these 5 mechanisms, you're definitely going to acquire the high achievers mindset, because you have started taking control of the mood swings, which is a very, very lethal kind of a challenge that most of the segments of people are facing now. So it's my belief that this short 5 insights are definitely going to come, because there is no therapy involved, there is no technicality involved, just ordinary kind of ready to use driven mechanisms that I have given you. And if you are using this, then you are definitely going to have a good discovery of even advising to others how to handle the mood swings. Right? So kill that mood swing and keep your moods straight, associated with what you are currently doing, and be like a Zen monk, focused on completely with what you are currently doing, and become as a high achiever. My prayers for that. Thank you so much. I'll meet you in the next video.